Hey, Chris, I'm having a problem. Hold on 1 second here. We are having a problem. Uh-oh.
Well, handle your shit. I'm all by myself.
Oh, wait. There's a dog. Been awfully fucking piggish lately.
I know. He farts like crazy, too. I keep thinking it's the couch or the fan, but I think it's Oliver.
Stage. There we go. All right. And there we go. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. We're having a little bit of a problem here today. I thought I had it right. I thought I had it right, but maybe next week. Anyways, hello. Welcome to the THC Show. My name is Glenn Wells. I'm sitting in for Neil Magnuson. We're going to do a couple of videos here of Neil, and then we'll be right back to just talk to you guys, tell you about the CSP here and stuff like that. So let's see. Okay. And then where do I find Neil's? Well, oh my God. You just want to do things easily, right? You can't do things easily nowadays. All right, let's try this again. All right. And then out of here. Let's just get out of here. I want to go to this PC. Oh wow, this thing is not working for me. Yeah, I think it's the slow whatever. I don't know. Did I just end the broadcast? I don't know what's going on here. Device either stopped working. I don't know. All right. I don't know what to do now. There we go. Okay. So I can't seem to find the video, and I'm really being embarrassed here that I'm not doing this correctly. So, sit down. Let's just do the one that I can find, and then we'll go.
Herb School over there a block away, where we offered people an option of cannabis, high dose edibles, and things like that. And we found out there that works. Now we're here. We've opened this place, the Serious Hope Society, in a coalition with the Healing Wave Dispensary and the Cannabis Substitution Program. We have low barrier access to cannabinoids. We have a program where we offer high dose edibles for free to people, 420 milligrams every 4 days. But we had to cap it at that because that's all we could do without some more help. That breaks my heart that every day people come here, they want to get off the other substances. This is a real safe supply here. This is a real safe supply right here. And yet we're still fighting government to be allowed to be here. City Council's on our side, but the licensing department wants $30,000. They want us to shut our doors. We'll never do that. But why are we fighting government to keep people alive when this helps? Why are we fighting government for safe supply for what other people want? This is all about corruption. This is all about money. This is about, they don't give a shit about people's lives. They care about money. They care about money so much that they're letting our brothers and sisters and all of our friends and families die, and they don't care because they're getting rich. So let's stop it now, today. Let's make this the march that shows how corrupt it is, and stop the fucking drug war.
Thank you, Neil. All right, let's stop it there. So that was Neil Magnuson, our founder, his dearly departed friend, best friend. I miss him. I miss him a lot. I wish we could find the video of him singing "Oh Cannabis," and I'm gonna just make one more attempt at doing this because, it's just it's just so good to have him singing for us. All right, let's see if I can find out. No, that's in there. No, I can't seem to find it today. This is so strange. I can't. Oh, there it is. I found it. Yeah. All right. No, that's that one. All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to do without old cannabis today. We'll get this worked out for next week. Anyway, and we'll bring it to you next week. So we're here, Vancouver, British Columbia. It is the downtown east side of Vancouver. We are the Cannabis Substitution Program. We provide high-dose edibles to people in order to avoid opioid overdoses and other hard drug overdoses. We've been down here for 4 years. Well, Neil started this about 7 years ago. We've been down on the downtown east side for about 7 years and 4 years in the RV. About 7 years ago, Neil started having 1 day a week. We'd have people line up and he would give them a care package of cannabis, which was some joints or an edible or something like that. So that's what he would do. And he did that for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and years. And about 3 years after that, he got permission from the city of Vancouver to open a low barrier access store so he could provide access to cannabis for the poor and for the people on the downtown east side. Once he started doing that, we set up here. The business person that gives us business license of the city said, nope, you can't do this. That's not possible. You have to have permission from the government, provincial government, and that wasn't true. We had to get permission from the federal government. So Neil writes to Health Canada, and they made this really, really good argument on what's going on. And they have 4 years of proof of how 1 week of edibles, high-dose edibles, can get you off these hard drugs. So they wrote back and said, oh, we were very interested in helping you. We're going to do this as a timely manner as we can. And they never did. And a year later, they had a phone call saying the same thing. And they're actually kind of worried that if they did this for him, then other people would want to do that. Like, oh, wow, other people are going to want to save other people's lives. Like, oh, wow, that's a bad thing. So they delayed him and delayed him and delayed him. And then he got the letter that said, no, we're not going to give you permission. And they didn't even come down here to see the progress that we've made. They've not come down here to see the proof that we have that this is working. You have this show that every week that's on here telling you how it's working and how we are saving people's lives. We are saving loved ones that we don't even know. They're just the people who come to the window and we give a free joint to or a free edible to. If they have no money, we have 5 grams for $5 for the poor people here too. And when we're not here, they say we have to go back on hard drugs. And that is so hard to hear, because you know the difference that you're making down here on the downtown east side when they say stuff like that. And when Neil got arrested and Andrew and George got arrested, they were all yelling murderers to the police, because that's what they're going to do. If there's no cannabis access, they have to either buy it, which is really unaffordable because the government stores are crazy with their prices, or they have to do without it, or maybe take a chance of buying it from somebody on the street, and maybe it's not even what they're supposed to be buying. So it's really hard, and it's hard to shut down and stuff like that here. So sometimes that happens. We're discussing that for Sunday, because that's the celebration of life, and it would be unfair to the staff to ask them to miss that for their founder and person who they've been working for all these years. So we're, like I said, we're discussing that. We might be open for a couple hours on Sunday, but we'll put a note up on Saturday and let people know. And that's the only day that we will be short-houred because of the passing of our founder. And we know, like I just said, if we're not here, people are going to say that they have to go back on the hard drugs. So, but that's why we're going to let them know on Saturday so that they can get a couple of days worth, and then they won't be so bad. And we'll be back on Monday, 11 a.m., just like normal. I'm also here to announce the public burial of Neil Magnuson. That is going to be Monday, June the 17th, Hatzick Cemetery, which is in Mission, British Columbia. It is, let me get the address for you so that you guys can get the address. And what I'll do is I'll go in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the address right here on the comments. So just give me a second here. I'm going to scroll back here because I know it's back here. I gave it to his son a little while ago. So let me see. Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. So I'm going to copy this. All right. And then we're going to go into the feed and we're going to find the show. Did I put the show up on my page? No, I didn't. Oh, Glenn. You might want to put the show on your page, Glenn. There we go. There we go. Now we did that. There we go. Now we're back to my page now. All right. Now I can comment on where there we go. And we're going to throw that in there. Throw this in here. All right. Oh, no. I didn't even copy it. All right. I got to do it again here. Copy. All right. Copy the cop there. There we go. And that's at 6 p.m. June 17th. Hatzick Cemetery. There we go. All right, I put it in the comments, everybody. Hopefully you guys can see that. There you go. So that's the public burial of Neil. You can all join in and meet us there around 6 o'clock on Monday. The more the merrier. Bring something to smoke. You might even be able to throw something in with him when they're burying him. That's optional. I do believe that's something that you'll be able to do. We hope to see lots of people there. It is a beautiful place. It is a quiet place. There's lots of room where we're putting him. It's got a view. We've heard that the deer come through there, the bears come through, the foxes. So he's just going to love that. And that's exactly what he wanted, was a place with a view that was quiet so people could come and visit him. And being that I live in Mission, which is about 11 minutes away from the Hatzick Cemetery, there could be a few videos of me doing wake and bakes with my friend because I'd miss him a lot, especially coming in here on a Tuesday and having to do this show and always it's over here. I was always sitting this side and looking at him. He's sitting here, right? And I wake up Tuesday mornings and I go, I'm going to miss my friend today, but I know that he's right here. We've got pictures of him. We'll always have these pictures. We'll always have his videos. We're going to start the show with his videos too. I'm going to start doing some stuff here with StreamYard because, he ranted the best. I can only tell you what's going on down here. And listen, we're not just here also for the people of downtown East Side. We're also here to help the medical people because we know that you can't buy your regular amount of cannabis that you need to keep you all month from the government store. It's just impossible. So yes, you are able to come down here and do the same thing and buy a $6 gram. That's our most expensive. That's the best weed that we have is the $6 gram. And we got anything from $1 up to $6. We have shatter. We have concentrates, butter. We have dab pens. I do believe we even have microdosing mushrooms. So if you're a medical patient and you're struggling, you can also come down here. And where's here? Main and Cordova. Just check out the RV. It sits at the corner of Main and Cordova in front of the main mini store, the Main Street store, mini store, or whatever. It's a convenience store. It's right on the corner. You can't miss the RV. And we're here from 11 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock, 7 days a week, except this Sunday we will be closing a little bit earlier. All right, so we got 5 more minutes till 4:20. I was talking about Neil and the Health Canada thing, how they refused him. We're going to be going. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but we do have a date for the Constitutional Challenge, which is in July. I have forwarded my name to the lawyer, Jack Lloyd, to let him know that I would like to go forward with the Constitutional Challenge and be standing in for no. If that's possible. I don't know why that stopped there for a minute. I saw that. But Jack is going to get back to us and let us know. He's going to be here, I do believe, for the funeral on Sunday. So we'll be able to talk to him more and I'll be able to give you an update. But we need to do this Constitutional Challenge so that medical patients have access to the medicine that they need. And also so that people in the downtown east side or in your neighborhood where it's poor, people need access to cannabis. We can't do without it. I've been smoking for 43 years. What they sell at the government store will not get me high. What they sell for edibles will not help. I'd have to buy 10 times the amount to do something, to have something be done to me, like get me to the point where I want to sleep, right? So I take 100 milligrams every night. I take it in a capsule, full extract cannabis oil, 1 pill. And my doctor is so happy that I'm not taking oxazepam or diazepam or anything like any of those other PAMs to get you to sleep, right? 1 fecal oil, cannabis oil pill, 100 milligrams. That's it. And I take that about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. By 10 o'clock, I'm ready for bed. And I sleep like a baby. And I know a lot of people out there are finding that effect with their edibles too. So, which is good. You know, we really do need to be a lot healthier. We don't need to be doing all the alcohol and hard drugs and smoking cigarettes because we know that's not good for you, right? And that's what we want to do is we want to be able to help people. So, all right. So, Dan likes cannabis culture. Oh, thank you. All right. So we got 3 minutes, well, probably about 2.5 minutes to go. We're going to be bringing in Chris Backer from the CSP on the East Coast. I do believe he can nod his head. It's Nova Scotia, Halifax. Oh no, Nova Scotia. I got the thumbs up. So he's going to be joining us via StreamYard from Nova Scotia. This is the first time that we've had Chris on the show. Chris has been doing this for 5 years, I believe now, and he was one of the very first expansions of the CSP, and we really, really appreciate and respect all that he's done and all that he's been able to do over the 5 years. He has helped out so many people, just like we have down here. So it's really, really nice to be able to bring Chris on the show. I'm going to bring him in right now. I'm going to unmute his mic. There we go. Oh, no, he did that. All right. And then we'll bring Chris in here. All right. Let's see. How can I do this there?
Am I here?
Yeah, you're there. I'm going to bring you in. Hold on a minute. I got to add you to the studio somehow. Kick from studio. There you go, Chris. Are you there?
I'm right here. How you doing?
All right. Yeah, John, your show, and you'll just hear my voice. I think I can add us in somehow. I don't know how to do this.
Got a no split screen
we'll
on
just,
it.
We'll just do it this way. Yeah. Oh, I see. There we go. Figured it out. Yeah.
Perfect.
Getting better at this, man.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. So it's 4:19. You got 1 minute to roll. 1 minute to get that email heated up, get your dab pipe ready. I'm going to spark up a little bit early, and I'm going to introduce Chris Backer from Nova Scotia, the CSP, and welcome, Chris. How are you doing today?
Good, Glenn. Good. Happy to be here. Pleasure to be on the show. Again, I miss Neil pretty much just as much as you do. I mean, I've known Neil for quite a few years now, and he's what inspired me to do the CSP down here. So it was... there's not enough things that I can say about Neil. He was an incredible person, and we're all going to miss him.
Yeah, and we're all going to continue to do the work for him, in his name here, right? The staff has transitioned to be pretty good. We're still operating here and stuff like that, and we see that you're still operating and stuff like that. So, how did you get started?
Well, I met Neil years ago. He stayed at my place for about 2 weeks on one of his freedom tours. And it was it was an interesting visit. It was my first introduction to Neil and the passion that he carries with everything that he does. And I just started following him after that. And I watched him doing the CSP out west for, I think he was doing it for about 2 years. And I called him one day, and I had been talking to my girlfriend, Susan, and we were talking. I said, I know enough people here because I'm with Maritimers Unite for medical marijuana as well. So I'm already part of the community that way. So I figured I knew enough people that I'd have enough contacts. So I gave Neil a call and I said, Neil, I want to do what you're doing up there down here. And he gave me all the information I need. I mean, you guys were amazing. I mean, John Murray helped me with all the posters. Neil helped me with a lot of the stuff that I needed to know. Okay, just procedural stuff, how to do things right. There's not a lot, but there's right ways and wrong ways to do it all. So it was he tutored me through that, and he's been supporting us and been a real mainstay of the program. I mean, couldn't have done it without him, and it's gonna be hard to continue it without him. So, but it's something that I'll be happy to do. Like, yeah. So
How did you get?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying that I reached out. I said, what do I need to do? I made a couple of calls to some people that might be able to supply me with some flour, and got a couple of volunteers together. And the next thing I know, we decided to do it. We were out on the street. I think it was 4 days later, and we started
Wow.
right away.
Eh?
Actually, yeah, we started actually right at Direction 180, which is the overdose prevention site there in Halifax. We did our first 3 giveaways there in December 2019, right as COVID was just starting to go. And we did 3 giveaways there, and then they put us out because, well, the doctor, he sells prescriptions, and I'm giving away free weed. So I understand on their aspect why it was a conflict of interest. So they put us out on the street. So
Oh,
from that
really? Eh?
point, it was nice working with them because then all of our clients were being vetted by them. Everybody that was there was an addict. So it was exactly what we were looking to do. But as soon as they put us
Yeah.
out on the street, I got the Salvation Army right around the corner. There's Hope Cottage. There's a lot of shelters and stuff right in that area. So as soon as they put me on the street, like you could see the swarms of people. Just I went from 50 people
Gravitating
to,
toward you.
yeah, we went from 50 people to 200 in 0 time. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And your supporters and your donators have been sticking there with you year after year.
It's been getting a little less. I mean, times are tough. We all know that, right? So I mean, I understand
Yeah.
things are a little lean for everybody, and that makes them lean for us too. But we've been getting by. I do some fundraisers whenever I can, and it's did some shirts up. Hopefully, sell some shirts. So whatever we can do to generate some revenue. But between that and volunteers, I mean, money and volunteers are always the biggest thing to try and come up with, right? So.
Okay, well, so since you said shirts, I probably can let you know that we're going to be probably making up some shirts with Neil on it.
I saw
a picture of
those.
him and the Neil Magnuson, and it says "Have as much fun as you can."
Yeah, I saw those.
And
Those are good.
Dan Heisenberg from the Langley CSP might be making those up. So if we do, we'll try to get you some, and then you can sell those and help your CSP also.
Wow, thanks a lot. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, we're
again,
going to try to continue the support, like for all the people. Like we supported the other ones, and we've helped you out. Occasionally, Neil said he sent you stuff, so you just let me know, and we will get you stuff if you need help. All right. I'm the second in line from his son. His son is, and then it goes, and then we manager too. So.
You're freezing up a bit there, Glenn.
Oh, moving around there. No problem. Yes, you just let me know, and I can get a hold of Dan and everything. I don't know if you, because Dan's not on social media.
Okay,
So
it's got to be one of the few.
Basically, you got to go through me if you need anything.
No, and
that's why
I appreciate that.
Right.
No, I really
Continue
appreciate that you would do that. It's
was
awfully
doing
nice to hear.
before.
What's that?
I said we're going to continue to do everything he was doing before.
And that's awesome. I mean, like you were saying, this isn't something that it should be just over, East Coast and West Coast. I mean, I know it's spreading out across the country a bit, and it's not that hard to do. I mean, if there's no law against giving away weed,
You've
okay,
got
there's and
here.
they basically it's in that situation it's we're not doing anything wrong, and all we're doing is helping people. So I've been getting a lot of support. We do community cleanups and stuff, and just you bring me a bag of garbage, I give you an extra joint. So there's little
Stop.
things like that help endear us to the community as well. So I think Neil just went. I think Glenn
It's
just
really
disappeared on me.
hard to stop doing that, right?
Oh, there you are. What's that?
I know. It's yeah. It's the internet here. It's like I'm seeing only one bar, but it's really weak where we are. maybe pay some money to get a better signal because we're using our neighbor's signal right now. So if I happen to flash off, it's just because of the signal. That's all. Maybe I can move it back. Oh, there. Okay, I moved that back a bit, and it seems that the signal got better.
All right. Whatever works, man.
Wait, Sarah, what was this? Much as we do the same thing as we've been doing. What's it like doing it in the wintertime?
Cold as hell. Cold as hell. But the ganja gods have been pretty. The ganja gods have been pretty good to us.
Storms. Huh?
The ganja gods have been pretty good to us. I mean, for as many times that it could pour, for as many times as it could pour or snow or snowstorm or whatever, we always seem to get through. I mean, we've had a couple of minus 25 days that we were out there, but if they can stand outside because they're homeless for a couple hours, I can stand outside for 2 hours with them. So that's the way I kind of look at it. So,
oh, that's good. And do you provide something hot on those days?
If I can, yeah. I mean, like for the winter, this winter, we were doing hot chocolate, just medicated hot chocolate. So I had a big turkey roaster, one of those big turkey deep fryer propane things going there. And I just recently stopped doing that, and everybody's complaining about it. They all miss the hot chocolate. Yeah, the hot chocolate was good.
Once you start giving them the chocolate, they want their chocolate, don't they?
Oh my God, yeah. I'm sure that's why half of them come now. Just
so
do
you like chocolate milk in there?
Before it yesterday.
Now you just got to do chocolate milk.
That I don't think that works quite as nice.
Interesting story.
Oh, just all the time. I mean,
it really stands out in your community.
Well, nothing so much in the community. It's just it's been an amazing journey.
Are you there?
It's been an amazing journey. There's so many people that come back and tell us the difference that it's made. I mean, you guys are what? You said you do what? 420 milligrams is what you give away. I think we give away about 150 or so. I mean, if we had more, we could do more because everybody would take more. But it makes, and it's one of those things that the kits really, I believe anyway, that something should be passed out 3 times a week. Once a week is what we do, but really, in order to be effective, I think it should be the size kits that we have should be 3 a week anyway. So what I got a few people doing is if they're going to try and come off methadone or something, they stockpile a few kits. They store a few up, and then they can use a few kits at one at a in a row to get them off the methadone.
Effectively.
Yeah, and it's been working for a lot of people. It's been amazing. I've had people that disappear for a year. All of a sudden, they come back and they go, "Man, I haven't been down. I don't want anything. I just came down to tell you how much you guys changed my life. You just I've been clean for 6 months, 8 months, what now?" And yeah, that's what makes it worth it to know that it's actually working. I don't care what anybody says because I see it. So, and it's always been like that for pot. Okay, any of us activists,
Really having problems with the signal today.
I see that. I see that.
Yeah,
It was one of the things that always endeared me about pod activists. Is
it's a little bit choppy. I'm sure people are listening in. They're all
if they haven't clicked off yet, that's a. And Glenn's gone again. So I don't even know if this is being broadcast anymore. If it's just me now and no Glenn. But in case it's just me, what was I saying there? I was on a tangent and I lost it. But yeah, I mean, CSPs are easy. You just need enough people that you know in the community to reach out to, and everybody knows somebody. They've either dealt with addiction themselves, or they know somebody, a family member, a friend of a family member. It's just it's prevalent. Addiction is prevalent, and the opioid, it is an epidemic, and we get to see cannabis work. And the government suppressed it for so long, and it was so fun to know the secret that everybody was
I
the
know, right?
government was trying to keep from everybody, and how it could change people's lives, whether it be beating cancer or overcoming addiction or whatever the case may be. I mean, it fixes so many things. It's ridiculous.
I
And
know.
it's been a real pleasure for me to, and exciting to be able to do this for this long. It's an amazing plant, and it's pretty incredible to be part of sharing it with everybody else.
Yeah, and it sure makes the heart grow, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you got to be a bit mental to do what we do anyway, right? That's just it, right? It's most
I
people
think
have
at
real
minus
lives.
25, you have to be, yes.
Yeah, most people have real lives, right? Okay, and we're out here just giving it away and just beating ourselves up, trying to make a difference, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And we are. You're making a big difference.
Oh,
You're the only
absolutely.
person out there on the East Coast.
And yeah, I was going to call it Halifax, but I went with East Coast. I had a couple of people that complained about that,
All right.
but
So,
I did. I mean, I get people all over from all over the city, from outside the city. They come from everywhere. So
do you have anybody asking you in your area how to do it, like that we don't know about?
I've had a couple people reach out to me a couple times, and I'm happy to help anybody in any way that I can with any information or support that I can offer.
Yeah,
But it just kind of fizzles out. It's a lot of work.
it,
People
it
people don't
is.
get it. It's a stupid. I went from 200 kits down to we do about 125 to 150 now, just because I had no life. I had
Yeah.
no life at all. Like I had to, and the kits have less in them than they used to. I mean, everything's gone up. We used to have big chocolates. Now the chocolates are smaller, right? So
Yeah.
everything's going up in price. So things have got to change. So it's been.
We've got to get like a chocolate company on our side or something where we can get like chocolate at a wholesale price or something.
Well, you were calling me old. I buy mine at the bulk barn on Senior's Day, smart ass.
Yeah. Okay, that works. Yeah, I guess. Because you and I we're getting close to being seniors, so I guess we can do that, eh?
Well, they offered it to me first. That's how come I'm going to do it.
Yep. Yep. And you never know. You can maybe get Hershey's or somebody to get on board or something like that, right?
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. I mean, love to help
what
somebody else
about
start
Laura
one.
Secord? You got Laura Secord, don't you?
Yeah, I think Laura's a bit of a stickler. I haven't
Is
reached out
she?
to her yet. But hey, I guess
Yeah,
like they say, the worst they can say is no, right? So
yeah, yeah. And when you mention cannabis, that's usually the word that comes out first.
I know but it's always been like that. Not just for the CSPs. It's our whole lives. If everything you did, if you as soon as you mention cannabis, everything changes. The mood changes, the attitude changes. But
Yeah,
the attitudes have been changing. Okay, so people aren't looking down on it as much. It's been
no,
more accepted. The seniors have
yeah,
really pushed that.
yeah. I know they love their edibles, don't they?
Well, and the thing with seniors is if it doesn't fucking work, they're not going to spend the money.
No,
Okay.
that's true, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and they're
if they're
finding out
using
about
it, it works, and it's that
yeah.
simple.
And they're
the
finding
proof
out
is,
that pharmaceuticals just give them side effects and they have to be on more medications.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Like whenever I go into a senior's homes, you see like pill jars and pill jars. These people are just like taking handfuls of pills by the time that they're 80 years old or something like that. And that's sad. That's really sad.
Whether it's you're old or I've seen some health nuts that have kitchen counters that are just littered with bottles of pills. They just take 40 different pills a day because that
Oh, really? Eh? But
gets
those be
gets
vitamin pills, right?
some are vitamins, some are other pills, some are things they've had created for them. Like people go off on some weird tangents, right?
People
People
can be
think we go
weird.
off on a weird tangent about pot. People go off on other stuff too, right?
Yeah, they do.
You get the
They
hot
do.
pepper people, and
So that you don't really have anybody that stands out that you've actually made a friend with and seen the big change and stuff. Or maybe you know a few people. How about staff? How much you want to talk about your staff, your volunteer staff, how they've supported you? You want to give out any shout outs to them?
well, absolutely. My volunteer staff has been. I mean, I couldn't have done it without. I can't do it without the staff. I mean, and I don't have enough of them, but the ones that I have been pretty amazing. I mean, right now I've got one guy that comes in on Friday and helps me put the kits together. He doesn't like his name mentioned, so I'll leave him out of it.
Yeah, but he
And
knows who he is.
he does. He does. He's not watching this
Yep.
though. I mean, beyond helping me, he has no involvement with pot whatsoever.
Oh wow, that's good.
Zero. I had one lady that I had advertised on Kijiji, and she started working for us. She worked with us for 6 or 8 months, and she was from China, and she didn't even know it was a boat pot till she got here.
Oh really, eh?
And pot's super illegal there, and she was
Oh,
was
yeah,
worried she was going to lose her citizenship, so she had to check into it. But she stuck around. She was a nurse, stuck around for about 6 or 8 months, I think. No,
Wow, that's good.
yeah, it's nice. It's but yeah, all the volunteers that I have now. I mean, we've got what, 4 of us,
Yeah,
and everybody's been at least 3 years now. So it's I've had a few volunteers that have passed away. Uh,
yeah.
I one of the squares that we pass out each week is a Sutton Square. It's named after Lee Cale Sutton. He was one of the volunteers that we had for years. He passed away.
Uh,
And because of him and a few others, we've actually got a board that we take down with our giveaways. It's a remembrance board, so people can
yeah.
write down the names of the people that they've lost and from the community or loved ones or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be.
And could it be the loss of anything like be it cancer or an overdose or just a heart attack? Can it be like a loss for anything?
Well, exactly. I mean, it was intended when I first thought of it was going to people put down people who have passed from overdoses, but if
Yeah.
people put just people who have passed and they get to see their names every time they come, and it just means more to them that way, right? So,
A suggestion: maybe put Neil's picture in the middle.
well, Neil's
And
on the
have
board
him
already.
surrounded by all the people that he's kind of helped, right?
He's on the board already, and I've got him as founder.
He is,
So,
is he? Oh, good.
yeah,
Do
no,
you have the board there? Can we see the board?
no, the board's actually in the van.
Oh,
I keep as much stuff out of the house as I can because it takes over the house, right? So I got to keep
It
some
does,
of it
it
out of
does.
the
Yeah,
living
there's a lot.
room and the
Well,
dining room.
if you could see here, you would see what I'm seeing, man. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I understand that.
Susan was very happy when I took the table out of the living room. Yeah.
She got the living room back there.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was in the living room for what, 2 or 3 years. Just it took up.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow. So,
Big
and
8-foot
what do you
long
do now?
table.
You do it about two or three times a week. Are you doing it?
No, we're just doing it the once. We're still doing it the once.
Just once.
I just know that it would be more effective. Okay, and because we were
Yeah.
talking about other people and how they might do it, but yeah, I think the
Yeah.
more times out a week would be more beneficial, right? But I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine cutting it down now to try and only pass out half as many and do it twice. I'd piss off a lot of people. Be a lot of people at the end of the
Yeah,
line would get
yeah.
a kit, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
just like we're going to probably be a few people not understanding that why we're closing a little bit early on Sunday because of the celebration of life for him, right? So,
Yeah.
You'll be able to attend. We will be doing a live broadcast here on Cannabis
that'll be
Culture
great.
of Neil Magnuson Celebration of Life.
Awesome.
I was
That'll be
going to
good.
announce that on Friday on the page, but I'll let you know. But you will be able to join in and watch and stuff like that. So I'm glad to be able to do that. That's why we have the StreamYard now too, so we can even bring people in if you want to say something or whatever. I think we might be able to do that. You might just be able to do it here. I don't know if the people at the event will hear you, but if I brought you on speaker or something like that, I'm sure they would hear you. They might not just see you. That's all.
Nobody wants to hear me wax poetic. I'm not that good. Yeah, I'll just be happy to check it out and see everybody there.
Yeah, well, I can add 12 people in the studio here, so we can have a few people from across the country if they want to jump in and say something nice. But the opportunity is there. We're not going to do the burial part. We're just going to do the celebration of life. There'll be music. Well, I guess maybe we might have some problem with music, but damn Facebook algorithms. They just don't like it when you share music.
No, they don't.
No.
I think if you put something in your post that you have no rights to the music and blah blah blah, you're not doing anything for monetary reason. Right at the bottom of the post, I've seen stuff go through like that. I don't know for sure, but
okay, so they're not doing this for a monetary reason. This is just music for the funeral or for our
this isn't my music. I have no rights to the music. This was just in the background.
Okay,
kind of deal. Yeah, you didn't play the
good.
music. Yeah. So that might help you get through.
Yeah. So you've had donators for the last 5 years. Has anybody been with you the total 5 years?
Just Susan. Well, actually, I've
Way to go,
Susan!
Yeah,
hard to believe you could put up with me for that long, huh? But I've got a couple of board members. I've got Melissa, who's a board member. She's been with us since the beginning. Okay, what's that?
Yeah,
Dave. I got a buddy of mine, Dave. He's another board member. I mean, they're not active, but I've got a board.
That was a fly on my camera.
What's that?
A fly just landed on my camera. It was like right there on the camera. I was like, what's that brown spot? You can see it flying around. Yeah. No, he landed right on the little dot. That's the camera there. So, oh wow, never had that happen before.
Normally I need these, so I didn't see any dot without them.
Yeah, I need those for seeing far away. I can see pretty good up close and driving and stuff like that. So, happy Tuesday, Bill. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, too. They're all saying hi to you, Chris. There's Douglas and Teresa and Michelle and Mary. Everybody is being really the Jan, and they're saying keep up the good work, Richard Stroud says. So, yeah, they're I got to say the same thing. Keep up the good work. Huh?
I plan on it. Thanks a lot. Like I said, with these glasses, like today I spent probably 7 hours making, capsules. I think I made about 1,500 capsules. Okay. They're getting harder to do because of the old eyeballs. That's what I'm going to need volunteers for, because I can't even see what I'm doing anymore.
It's getting old.
So are you making your own capsules, or what kind of capsules are you making? What are we doing?
Just RSO capsules. Just RSO capsules.
RSO, yeah. So
and I also make a bigger tincture capsule as well as part of the kit as well. I like a big 00 because it's a mill, so they get a mill of tincture, and then they get five smaller capsules of RSO.
Okay.
And, but yeah, 5 capsules by 200 people.
Tell us about the kits that you give out.
Well, yeah, I mean, it comes with a menu that explains the dosage of everything, what it is, and how it should be used. But there's enough weed to roll a joint, and a paper and a filter and a baggie. We used to roll the joints in the beginning, but COVID came. So now I call it a roll it your own damn self kit.
But some of those people can't, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, but there's pipes. I mean, I can't be licking things and passing them out anymore, right? So
yeah.
I'm just trying to keep it like that. So we got the joint kit. We've got the 5 RSO capsules, a tincture capsule. We've got right now they're CBN chocolate.
That's for sleep.
CBN gummies that we're putting together because of some gummy blocks that we get donated by a place called Frickin' Delicious Do It Yourself Gummies. She just sells you the block. It melts. It fills the mold the right amount. They're perfect. They don't melt when it gets warm. They stay good for a long time. They're great.
Oh, wow.
So she's been donating those for us. We also give out a chocolate that I make with hash, and those work out great because those are because I have donations from Cole Harbor Medical Solutions. They donate to us for that. Okay, and we also have, what else is there? There's Rice Krispie Squares and the Sutton Square that I talked about. Sutton Square is like a Rice Krispie Square, but it gets oats and honey and brown sugar, and it's more of a meal replacement, right? Peanut butter and
We have a
everything.
lady that does Rice Krispie Squares here too, and we only charge, I think, $1 or $2 for them. So, and they're well medicated. We provide the full extract cannabis oil, and she makes the Rice Krispie Squares.
Right on. Yeah, I use oil for pretty much all the rest of for everything that I make. Yeah, except for the chocolate.
Have you tried making? Have you tried it with distillate?
I don't like distillate. I have a few people in the line that aren't big fans of distillate. They find it makes them kind of edgy, right?
I like.
Oh, really? Eh? Yeah. I just been
find
hearing that making edibles with distillate doesn't give it the weed taste anymore. It still tastes like what the edible is. It be it a cupcake or a brownie or whatever. It's getting rid of that taste, right? You still get medicated, but you don't taste it.
I don't know. I remember I did distillate craft dinner one time, and craft dinner is hard to hide the taste of anything in.
But distillate's a lot stronger than a FICO is, because it's 90 to 95% THC, because you've extracted the THC into the distillate that makes it, right? So maybe that's why people are a little bit edgy, because it was a little bit stronger.
Well, you don't have the other cannabinoids. I like to say, okay, and as far as pulling apart the CBD and the THC and the CBNs and stuff, we don't know enough about it to be cocky enough to think we can pull it apart and use a little bit of this and a little whole plant.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I appreciate. And that's what's easier on people. Like I said, once you start doing distillate, I find a lot of people get edgy on it, and they do fine on just regular RSO, right? Or FICO, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But if you talk about, you want tasty, make chocolates with hash.
Oh yeah.
It's way better.
I remember chocolate pucks with mushrooms.
Yeah, but the hash just tastes so much better than oil does in food.
Oh, really, eh?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't have that burny taste that you get from oil, right? Hash kind of has more of a nutty flavor.
How are you adding the hash into the chocolate? Is the chocolate melted and you're just adding flakes of hash into it and then warming it up?
No, I just melt some coconut oil and I bust up the hash that's been decarbed.
Yeah.
And I put it into the coconut oil and I warm it up, and it just turns to a mush. And then I just scrape that into the chocolate, and away you go.
Oh,
there's no chunks. There's no pieces. There's nothing to spit out. Nothing in your teeth.
Wow. And it's going across really well.
Oh, people love them. People love them. They love the chocolates. Yeah. And
you mentioned that you have a board.
Well, yeah, because when I originally started, I wanted to be a not-profit, and then I was going to become a charitable, but I can't get charitable status because I can't get a bank account, because they won't give me a bank account for the program because it's cannabis-based.
Well, maybe reach out to Dan Heisenberg from the Langley, because he has the Magnuson Foundation.
Yeah.
So, and it has a bank account and everything. So maybe you guys can work together.
Well, the Magnuson Foundation's got a different name because they call it East Coast Cannabis Substitution Program with the word cannabis in it. I think that's what's boning me, right?
That's probably why. Yeah, because ours is just the Magnuson Foundation. It doesn't say cannabis, and so or his, I should say. So that's probably why he got the bank account, right?
No, I tried. That's why I bothered keeping the books, and I've been keeping the books the whole time. It's just, it's getting tired knowing that it doesn't matter because I'll never get charitable status, right? It's just
yeah.
You're like, what am I doing, right? So that's why I
dropped the word cannabis.
What's that?
Unless you drop the word cannabis.
Yeah. Right? Why the hell would I want to do
just
that?
Call it the CSP East Coast, right? You don't have to tell them what the CSP stands for.
I'm proud of what the CSP stands for. They can eat a
I
dick.
know. So am I. But when it comes to the fucking big brother or whatever, sometimes you just gotta bend to do their bidding, and so they can just get away with it or whatever. And then, like, ha, you don't know that the C stands for cannabis.
You'll get one of the numbers then. It could be a corporate, just making a number.
Yeah. You just be a number or something. You never know.
Yeah.
It's so stupid that the government can have cannabis accounts for their taxes that they collect on it, but the people like us that are helping people with cannabis can't do that. That's so strange.
Can't get a GoFundMe account because it's cannabis based. I've tried.
Really, eh?
I know
I've
you've got
done
one
GoFundMe, no problem.
but yours is for Neil, right? So that's
and different. I've also done tubes and dubes.
That's amazing because I've tried 2 or 3 times, and every time I do it, it goes against standards, right?
Oh, well, maybe just don't use the word cannabis. All right, tubes and dubes. It's DOOBS, right? Dubes. And I get it. I've done that 3 or 4 years now. Every December, we collect money and we hand out warm socks at Christmas time to the people of the downtown east side with hot chocolate from Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons even contributes all the hot chocolate and coffee.
Oh, nice. It's Tim Hortons hot chocolate that I use when I do with the giveaway. I have to buy the cup from them, though, but I get
our Tim Hortons where I live donates it every year. They have we've shown them that we had charitable status, and they've been on board every year. Every year we give 2 whole the carrying containers, the brown ones. We got one of those with hot chocolate, and we got one of those with coffee and the stir sticks and everything. They're awesome. I love my Tim Hortons.
So do you medicate the coffee and the hot chocolate?
No. It's just strict coffee on hot chocolate. Yeah, but we have medicated. We have doobies and edibles here that already, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know if we would be able to do that because a lot of people don't want it to be medicated, just want the coffee or the hot chocolate at that time. What do you think, George? You think we should maybe medicate hot chocolate this year? George is our manager. Come over here, George. I'll introduce you to Chris. George has been here 7 years, George? 7 years. Yeah, there he is. This is George. This is our manager. George. This is Chris. He's on the East Coast. This guy's been here just as long as Neil.
Nice. Nice.
And we appreciate him. I'd have a hard time firing that guy, I tell you.
Yeah, it's hard to find good help, so I have a hard time firing anybody these days.
Yeah. So what we might be able to do is, if we can get an extra container, we can maybe split the hot chocolate and make one that's medicated and one that's not.
Yeah, I mean it's everybody loves the medicated hot chocolate. I remember when we first started, the very first thing we gave out was hot chocolate was one of the things, and there was a couple of guys there. They were trading cigarettes for the hot chocolates. So then I had one of the workers come up. She said, "I think so and so's not doing very good." I walked around the corner outside. He's standing there, leaning back and forth about 10 degrees one way, 10 degrees the other, just tilting back and forth. Great big shit-eating grin on his face. I said, "He looks fine to me." Yeah, he was lit. I don't know how many cigarettes he traded, but he drank a lot of hot chocolate.
Oh, I love it. And maybe at Christmas time, that's a great way to be, just walking around going, oh, I'm stoned. That is awesome. We're definitely going to have to give that a try out here. I guess George is going to do a dab over here. So if you hear a torch in the background, that's George's fault. We're live, buddy. We're live.
Get it into you.
Get it into you, George, he says. Oh, wow. Well, Chris, another thing is, after we get this all done and over with, we may come down and do a live show with you guys. Where I've talked to Dan about it. This could be a possibility because I want to take this on the road. I want to do the Langley one, the Newton one, the Surrey one, and show more people in the world and hear how to do this, right? And how they're doing it. So, and if we show them that maybe, it'll grow a little bit faster, and show them how easy it can be, and how satisfying and gratifying it can be, because it really is, right?
It is. I mean, like it's like I got Crohn's, so a lot of the times I don't feel great. But I'll tell you,
Yeah.
for 2 hours that I'm down there on a Monday morning, I don't care if it's raining or 25 below or cooking in the sun or if I'm doubled over in pain. You could punch me in the face for 2 hours, and I'd smile at you the whole friggin' time. It's you can't pay me enough to make me feel as good as I do from being down there. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Making
It's exhausting.
all those different interactions one after another. It's tiring.
Yeah.
It's
And that's probably the empath in us, because we feel that, right?
yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we get the energies, and the
I've
good
never
energies and
been
the
called
bad
an empath
energies.
before, but
No. Well, if you're getting a little bit drained from doing that, and it's probably the energy. Like, I can only say that because I worked for bands, major bands like the Who and Yngwie Malmsteen and Platinum Blonde and the Spoons and Triumph and all that kind of stuff.
okay.
And those guys get really tired because you're feeling a lot of energy from the crowd. There's an amazing amount of energy when you get 65,000 souls together, and they're all happy. How it's weird. It just gives you goosebumps. It really does. So that's why I always say that whenever you're doing something good, and if you're feeling drained afterwards, probably because of the energy that you've been feeling.
You figure those guys would
and,
feed off that energy, though, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. You do.
But
Yeah.
we drain from the energy.
Yeah, we drain from it. Yeah. It's
I don't know if
something
there's a
that
difference.
just happened, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. But you're also putting good energy out there too, right? Even though you're getting drained, you're making somebody smile, you're making somebody's day better, and indirectly helping someone's loved one that you may not even know. Like I said, we tell the story about one of the people that came down and said that we had indirectly helped their cousin. Their cousin had reported to them that they were now off hard drugs because of the Cannabis Substitution Program. They came down here and they made a really big donation of a bag of joints and a bag of weed and everything, just to say thank you. And that's amazing when you have that happen to you, because we never expected it. We didn't know that we were doing that. We know what we're doing, but we never knew that it would come back to us, right?
No, absolutely. You were asking about stories. I got one when we first started out, and we're right now, we're just down off of Goddison Street on an unused street in front of an abandoned junior high school. We're right on the front steps of a junior high school giving away free weed.
Yeah.
The irony's not lost on me there. But there's not far from us is a daycare down the road. So when we first started, this one lady came over and she told me that we shouldn't be doing this here. I said, why is that? She goes, well, kids have a right to be kids. They shouldn't have to see this. I said,
Yeah.
see what? So, well, you passing out drugs. I said, well, here's the deal. You're the parent or the caregiver. You don't have to tell them we're passing out drugs. You can just say, I'm helping homeless people. Okay. You're the one that creates the narrative. So,
yeah.
And she goes, well, these people are coming here for you. I said, no, I came to the most troubled area of the city where all the shelters are and the overdose prevention sites and the salvation. It's all there. So that's why I'm here. She goes, well, they're all here for you. I said, no, I actually sang Sesame Street to her. I said, these are the people in your neighborhood. In your neighborhood. So, you might be stepping over them for years, and now you see them all in one place, but they've been here the whole time, man.
And just so in case there's somebody that's watching the show and they're from your area, where do you do this every week?
We do this on
Maitland Street. Where can they find you? Where can they?
We're on Maitland Street in front of St. Patrick's Alexandria Junior High School. And we're there every morning, every Monday morning at 8 o'clock, 8:15. And we're there till the kids are gone or till 10 o'clock comes or so. That's that. It's
so basically 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Monday.
Every Monday. Rain, shine. We were there Christmas. We were there New Year's Day. It doesn't fucking matter. We're there. And that's the biggest kudos I get is we're more reliable than the mailman. We always
same
are
here.
there.
We're here 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. every day, except for this Sunday, which I announced because of the celebration of life. This is the only reason that we're going to be able to do this. But there will be somebody here for the first couple of hours just so we can help out some people. We'll all let them know that if they need something, they got to get here early Sunday.
Yeah, well, we stopped when COVID first started for a couple of weeks because we weren't allowed to have groups of more than 3 people, right? Everybody had to stay home. You weren't allowed out. We stayed home for it was 3 weeks, and 2 or 3 weeks, and I can't do this anymore. So we went out. We bought a wagon, and we just walked up and down because if I kept walking, then there would be no crowd. So I'd have people just pick me off as we went up and down. We'd walk up and down Garden Street for 2 hours, just up and down the same kilometers. So it was 15 times just up and down the street till we were out and it was time to go home again.
Wow. Yeah, it's we didn't stop here during COVID. We were in an RV, so the people were like on the other side of the glass, so it wasn't so bad, right? And we were actually an essential service. Cannabis was an essential service during COVID here, so.
I actually had a couple of shelters that reached out to me during COVID because they were looking for something for some of the people, the homeless people that they had housed that had addictions issues. They were looking for me to just drop off kits here and there at certain places, right? So,
that's good. You're an awesome man, Chris.
We do what we can. I mean, I know it works. We're actually not only we have the line, but we actually have one women's shelter that we help every week as well with kits for them. I just drop off some for them for that situation there. They don't make it to the line because they're in the house, right? So
yeah. Well, we don't have any. Well, I guess the Salvation Army maybe comes up to anybody from the Salvation Army down the street come up here to get any cannabis to help the people that are there. No, so we don't get that kind of support here. You guys are doing very well. If you've got the Coast Medical Company helping you, you got the Salvation Army understanding and stuff like that.
The sheriff department does.
Well, no, the sheriff department does.
Well, the prisoners in chains.
There you go. Did you hear that?
What's that?
So the Salvation Army doesn't come and send anybody up, but the sheriff's department at the courthouse does. They bring prisoners in chains to get some cannabis.
That's funny.
We give them a joint.
That's funny. And what's that?
Isn't that great, eh?
That's crazy.
Huh?
And like, I just want to say, Salvation Army doesn't support us. It's just they're just down the street. So when we started walking, as soon as that group of people standing outside of the Salvation Army saw us, we wound up with a whole new client base.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just because people I'm just the weed guy now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, now you're just the weed guy.
Do I come to get free weed? Okay, and that's that, right? So you get a lot of I've got regulars that have been in the lineup for 4 years, and I got some people that you watch them come and go, and then they come back years later, and sometimes they're doing better, sometimes they're not, right?
Yeah, that's the way things. There's an opposite to everything, right?
No, absolutely. It's rough watching some people go downhill.
Yeah,
it's rough because especially when you're only seeing them once a week. It's like time lapse photography, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
hard, and then you lose people. We've one of our volunteers, Rosie, actually saved somebody one time during one of our events at Thornton Park. She went and saved somebody. Had to give them naloxone and stuff like that, and actually saved somebody. So
never had to do it yet. 5 years.
Never had to do it yet.
Never had to give anybody no. I've passed out a couple of kits. Because I've got a sign that says I've got naloxone. So if somebody comes up and they go, I have a naloxone kit, I just give one out.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I could ever give anybody a needle, but I could probably do the nasal one.
Susan and I just took the training for the online training for the nasal one. They sent us one. They're expensive.
They are.
Okay, so it's hard to get. No, we don't have them in Nova Scotia for free. So.
Yeah. They don't even give them to the police officers here because the police officers don't want to carry them because they would have to save somebody. You have to call the fire department or the paramedics to do that. To get.
Cops come here asking for Narcan.
They do.
Yeah.
The cops actually come here for asking for Narcan because they don't carry them.
Well, the next time they do that, tell them there's a little fucking carabiner hook on them that you can hang them right on your belt clip.
Yeah. But sorry about that. But the Vancouver police, that stupid fucking fly was flying in my hair. They won't pay for it. So, yeah.
I want whatever
it's
drugs.
kind of
I want
bummer.
whatever weed you're smoking.
There is a fly. There is.
Okay.
There's a fly that's landing
Okay,
right on
Glenn.
top of my head there. But George goes, no. There's a fly. I swear. You guys saw him on the camera. Anyways, Chris, we're a little bit past 5 o'clock, so I want to say thank you very much for all that you do. Thank you to Susan, who hasn't been on camera yet, but she helps you and supports you, so that's great. And we want to say thank you to her, too. Thank you to all your volunteers. We'd like to have you back on the show in a few months, if you don't mind.
Anytime. I noticed somebody said that they didn't think I did podcasts. I don't know why.
Yeah. Get a hold of Kim Cooper because she'll have you on her show too, and she's talking to people in the States and in Canada. So yeah, you can help her out too. Just message her back on that feed, and she'll get a hold of you.
You know, I threw a message back on there. I told her.
Good. All right. Okay, you have a great day, sir. Thank you again for joining us, and hope to see you soon. And enjoy the summer. All right.
All right. Take care, Glenn.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Take care, Chris. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
All right. We went a little bit past 5 o'clock, but that's okay. Interesting stories are always good to have. I want to thank you guys for tuning in here to Cannabis Culture on Facebook and Pot TV on YouTube. Be sure to come back next week and join us in. Like I said, the burial is a public event. The address is in the comments. It's Monday at 6 p.m. at the Hatzick Cemetery for Neil. You're all welcome to join us if you can. So just want to say, go out there and do something nice for someone today. They might just do something nice for someone else. And we'll all have a much better world to live in. And as Neil would say, have as much fun as you can when you do it. Cheers, everybody, till next week. Take care, and we'll see you next week.